How to choose the right products to sell online. Honestly, if you're asking that, you probably have a lot of ideas on what you could sell. Welcome to the club. You're an entrepreneur now. You're gonna have 1,000 ideas every second. What I'm gonna give you in this video though is my specific way that I like to go and figure out through a lot of filters what would be great for me to sell and what would be terrible. Let's dive on in. So I want to start right off with how do we select a product from the eyes of an entrepreneur and marketer? Okay, not just like, oh, what could I make that would be so cool? There's an endless list of stuff that you could make that would be cool, but wouldn't sell. So we need to make sure that we add a few filters in here so it actually works out. Let me give you a quick example of who to not sell. I was building a product. I was putting it out there. It was amazing. It was awesome. I had a lady reach out to me. I think it was on Facebook. And she goes, Steve, how much will you guarantee that I make? She said, what ROI will you guarantee that I make if I buy your product? What's wrong with that mentality already? I was like, excuse me? She goes like, how much are you going to guarantee I make if I actually come and buy your thing? And I said, I don't know you at all. This doesn't work like that. I don't own your success. Like, I'm your guide, not your hero. May not want to buy this. She goes, are you serious? I was like, yeppers. You fired. All right, I got rid of her. And that's totally appropriate to go do. And what I had to go do is upgrade some of my messaging and some of my positioning and my marketing and my product so that I stopped attracting that kind of individual. You don't want to just sell somebody just because they have a credit card. Okay, that's a very painful engagement to dive into. So here's what we're going to go do. We need to go and in order to choose what products you should go sell, you need some more filters on who you don't want to sell to. All right, that's one of the easiest ways to filter down on what actually would sell well on the internet. Who should you not sell to? Now, one of my favorite Shark Tank episodes was, they loved this guy, okay? I love Shark Tank, it's a great show. I'm vehemently against what they're doing, but I like the show. Okay, Shark Tank, this guy comes on in, and he had actually invented something that was amazing. His invention was cool, his product was cool, they loved him. And at the end of it, I was shocked because they got on and they go, look, man, we love you. We love your thing. You really have invented something that was like new and incredible and prolific. This is the key part. He goes, but it would take millions of dollars to educate the market enough to want to buy that amount. And I remember just like sitting there, jaw on the floor, like, whoa, what did he just say? It's not like he hadn't created something new. The guy had made something amazing. Why didn't they invest? The amount of education the market would have needed just to see that his thing was valuable. Okay, that right there is one of the greatest keys on what products you should not choose. If you have a list of product ideas and you're like, I could sell this, I could sell this, I could sell this, I could sell this, but half of them would require you to explain it, wrong product. We want to create a product, customer, and you relationship where the golf ball is right next to the hole. The amount of education required for somebody to buy is like a that's it. You understand? That's all. All right. Some of you, one of the reasons why your stuff doesn't work is not because your product isn't good. It's because the amount of education you need to hand out for them to see your thing as valuable is the equivalent of you trying to set a world record for longest putt. Right? You got that golf ball so far away from the hole, you're setting a world record, which I think is like 300 yards or something ridiculous. That's a massive problem. Okay. So I need to sell people who already understand enough about my thing that when they see it, they're not going to play 20 questions with my customer support. They're not going to forever just constantly be consuming because they don't truly get it. They're going to lose interest. I need to sell to those who, when they see it, they're like, oh my gosh, I get it. That's amazing. How do we do that? We sell to people who've already bought something similar as to what I'm selling. But Steve, I can't sell somebody who's bought something similar to what I sell. It's one of the biggest entrepreneurial misnomers ever. All right, seriously, that's a huge, how many books do you own on the same topic? Case in point. All right, it is actually easier. Let's say that I'm selling some protein drink. Who should I target? People who already buy protein drinks. Oh, but I can't go do that because they're already buying a protein drink. No. The education cycle is so short that they don't need a lot from you. It removes you and a lot of salesmanship to go sell people like that. This will feel opposite to most new entrepreneurs, but it's the reality. So we look for, number one, we need a short sales cycle. And then number two, we look for a short success cycle. How fast does somebody have success with it after they go and they buy? Which leads me to the second part of this, okay? So again, number one is I want to sell to those people. How do I go buy this? Or which product should I actually choose to go sell on the internet? I need to make sure that whatever product I sell, it runs through the filter of when people see it, it's easily understandable as valuable. It's easily, I don't need to go do all this educating. That should chop out like half of the products you're thinking about launching right now. If you have to explain it, it's wrong, all right? I'm not saying that you can't, I'm not saying that, but if there's like a lot of stuff you have to go do in order to see someone as being valuable, it's like, you either got the wrong customer or also just as likely, it's not a great product to go sell, right? Not all products are good to go sell. Some products are just hobbies. Leads me to the second point of this. How do we create a product? I need to go and I need to sell somebody who's gonna have a fast success cycle post-purchase. Let me give you an example here. Let's say that Jeff Bezos is no longer CEO of Amazon, okay? Just barely. In fact, I read that headline before we started this video, okay? Let's say that you are now the CEO of Amazon. You're now the CEO of Amazon and it's on your shoulders to increase the sales of Amazon. Exciting, lots of pressure. Would somebody who gets on Facebook frequently be a faster success for Amazon? Or would somebody who's still using dial-up internet be a faster success for Amazon? Pretty easy to say that those people who get on Facebook frequently are probably on a better tee-up for fast success for Amazon than those that are still stuck on dial-up internet. What we need to do is we need to go farm from the locations where the people are already predispositioned for success post-purchase. I hope this is not getting too in the weeds with this. You got to understand that when you sell to somebody, they need a fast success cycle, they need a fast sales cycle. We do that through education and we do it through targeting. That's how we choose. You do all that just to choose products? Yeah, those are the filters we put things in, and guess how many products that chops out? Tons. That chops out a lot of noise from an entrepreneur's head and a marketer's head, right? I'm telling you, how do we do this from the eyes of a marketer and entrepreneur? We do it through the lenses I'm talking about. Sellability post-product creation. That's what I'm creating these filters through. I don't want to go create these products if I don't know it's not going to sell. That's how we do this. Before I move on to the third step here in the way we filter out products, go ahead and hit the like and the subscribe button. I love making these videos for you, but it does help me see if you like them too. If you hate it, also give me a thumbs down. Love to get some kind of engagement. In the comments below though, let me know, what are some of the products that were narrow misses? Meaning you almost thought about selling it, but thankfully it didn't work or you'd be stuck doing it. There's a diamond business for me that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that didn't work. I'd be stuck doing it right now. All right, now these are deep concepts here, but they really will help you figure out what to actually sell on the internet. Again, we want to find somebody who's already educated to a certain level, so it's an easy tee-up. Golf ball's right next to the hole, right? That's how far you gotta actually push them to go buy from you. They're like, oh, I see that product, it's valuable. The other filter though is we wanna come in and we want to have a short success cycle. And we do that a lot by making sure that where we're fishing from on the internet, they already are pretty teed up, right? Just by virtue of where they are, right? Facebook users are gonna be way more apt to buy something on Amazon than somebody who barely has the internet, right? Does that make sense? Same thing is true with whatever products you're thinking about. So how does this relate to step number 3 here? Now that you hopefully you have whittled down probably half of your ideas, not to say they weren't good, they may not sell though, right? Which is the ultimate goal here. I'm a capitalist, baby. Oink. Right? For profit. Okay, so what we want to do is we need to make sure that whatever we're choosing to go sell, again, hopefully it's chopped out half your ideas, those remaining ideas need to solve an obvious and massive problem. If it doesn't, and you have to explain the problem that it solves, also, huge no, huge hard stop, all right? Because the problem is that it makes the sales cycle longer again. Does this make sense to you? I need to go in and I need to understand. There's a really good book called Play Bigger, and it teaches that the companies that lead by solving problems instead of lead by, here's my solution, they make way more money. They make far more money. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to look at whatever product ideas you have. Is it an obvious solution to a massively valuable problem? Right? I've said before, but I'll say it again, that you get paid in this life in direct correlation to the types of problems that you solve. If you want to make more money, solve more valuable problems. Not all problems are created the same. Not all products are created the same. I want to make sure that whatever I'm selling solves a legitimate issue. So if you got this huge list of problems, or huge list of product ideas, which I do too, okay, there's just part of entrepreneurship. I filtered it down by all this. What's talkable, what's sellable, what solves a legitimate need, what attracts those with a really short buying cycle, with a really short success cycle, with, oh my gosh, okay, these are the ones that solve a legitimate issue. This should literally have whittled down 80% of your ideas. And these are some of the filters that we look at, because if I can't, I just gotta tell you guys, if you don't follow what I just said in this video, it makes marketing so much harder. So much harder. You got to put it out like 10 times more content. You got to spend way more money. You enter the game of convincing people to buy rather than giving them the opportunity to buy. which is nasty, high pressure stuff, and I hate that crap. Okay, so if you come around and use the filters I just said, you should be able to sell things that are a lot more happy for both parties involved. I got a free gift for you if you go to launchforprofit.com. Launchforprofit.com has a free PDF on how to launch your product, right? I've given you a bunch of ways to actually go and find valuable products to launch and sell, but how do you actually launch it now that you know what it is after watching this video? Go to launchforprofit.com. You can download some of my favorite strategies on a PDF for free. Link is in the description.